Hey there, good morning everyone. Tuesday the 7th of June 2022. This morning's devotional is a reading from the first book of Corinthians chapter 10 verse 13, which reads, "No temptation has seized you except what is common to man, and God is faithful. He will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear. But when you are tempted, He will also provide a way out so that you can stand up under it." Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you wanted to do something so badly and you're quite sure that no one would know if you did it? There is one catch, and you know that you should not do it. It is against your better judgment, and deep within your heart you feel that you should not. And you think, well, no one will know, and besides, it's just this one time and it won't count at all. Well, that's the predicament of temptation, and it is a dilemma as old as the human race. Way back in the Garden of Eden, man first faced temptation and yielded to it. From that day to this very day, all people have battled with temptation, and it comes in all sizes and varieties. So when you are tempted to do something that you know is wrong, what do you do? How do you face the problem? Well, there are two things that you can do. Naturally, you can go ahead and do what you really would like to do, that is, yield to the temptation. But this causes some mental anguish, and so that you try and convince your conscience that it's all right. You say to yourself, but everybody else is doing it, so why shouldn't I do it? You can tell yourself that if God put the desire in your body, then it should be gratified, right? You could say, this time is all right, but I won't do it again after that. And you can try and put your mind on the present and try not to think of the consequences, or even convince yourself that you won't get caught. It really takes no strength to yield to temptation. It happens every day. And the second avenue to the problem of temptation is the one that leads in the opposite direction. The path leading away from temptation is not a very broad path either. It has a lot of growth over it so that it camouflages it. And it just seems that too many people are maybe just too lazy or not looking too hard to find this path. Don't think for a moment, either emotionally or biologically, that you're forced to do what is wrong. So here's two little thoughts that could possibly help us overcome temptation. Face today's temptation today, not tomorrow. More people fall for the belief that this is the last time that I will do it. Remember, the chains of habit are often too weak to be felt until they are too strong to be broken. Also remember that someone else has faced the same temptation and has overcome it. You can as well if you make your mind up not to do it. It takes far more character to say no than to go ahead and to yield to that temptation. Here's another thought that helps. Ask God for His strength to overcome the temptation that confronts you. Perhaps you might be thinking, does God really care about my life? Maybe you haven't discovered His love for you, or you have not learned that He is interested in your life. Let's look at that verse again for today. No temptation has seized you except what is common to man, and God is faithful. He will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear. But when you are tempted, He will also provide a way out so that you can stand up under it. My dear friends, when a person is tempted, you feel pretty lonely in that temptation. But God plus you makes a majority. And here's a closing thought. Do right, and you will never go wrong. May the Lord be with you. May He bless you. May He cause His face to shine upon you and be with you always. Goodbye.